Morning. Good morning. Is it a good morning? Well, any morning you wake up's a good morning, isn't it, eh? When you think about the alternative. Yes, I'm in the house truck. I slept here last night. And I say sleep isn't the right word. I attempted to sleep here last night. I finally got to sleep at about 5 this morning. And then the alarm went off at 6 and I slept through it. Now it's like 9 or something and... oh, the whole day's all fucked up. Anyway, why didn't I sleep last night? Oh, God. This place is dry, warm, elevated, and until last night there were no rats in it. But last night a rat made its home, I think, in the shower box underneath, because it's got like a little bath in it where the shower goes into. There's a bath at the very back of the house truck down there, and I think it's got into the insulation. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get Poe, the rat killer, and fucking kill that rat, because it just... the whole day's buggered now. I'm actually going hunting later on. I'm taking Flynn and some boys hunting, and I've got some mates coming over at 10 to help me with some stuff, so I'm all stuffed up. Anyway, that's the way this day is running so far. Let's see if we can turn it on its ass and make it a good day. Because one thing I always say to everybody is you are responsible for how you're feeling and how your day's going, no matter what happens. That is my theory. Even if you get cancer, make it a good day. So long as you're here, there's hope. Good morning, world. Oh, I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm feeling like a bucket of hairy arseholes. Anyway, we're into it. Is that a rat, Poe? Guaranteed. Let's have a look what she's looking at here. I trust her nose a lot. It's in the bathroom. The house truck. Good girl, Poe. Good girl. What are you doing, Bixie? Look at the state of you. Bixie! You've been down that hole. Oh, jeez. Oh, Bixie, no, you're going to get stuck down there, mate. What are you doing down there? My pace is down there. Bloody hell. Is there a rat down there or something? Hey? I'm not that keen of you guys going down there, because if you get stuck, you're not going to get out. You will not fit down there, Bruno. That will not happen. No, don't even think about it. There'll be rats down there. Out of there. Come on. Pace, come. Bixie, come. Mate. Look at the state of you. Look at the state of you. There's definitely rats in the garage. Bee climbing up in there. They're going pig hunting later on today. You guys can go up. Up! Bee, come. The cow's left a bit of his stuff in here still. Come here. There's a rat down here somewhere. Where is it? Oh, there it goes! Yeah, nice! It's living in here, right? She got it! She got it! Good girl, Poe! Good girl, Poe! Good girl! She nailed it! It ran out of the house truck, gave me a shit, and she was at the other end and she grabbed it. That was its mistake. She's killed it straight away. Good girl, Poe! Good girl! Tail wagging. Good girl. That's right, it was up in there. And look at all the stuff it's pulled out. Like Poe's pulled all that. She's pulled all that. Oh, it was nesting up in there, right. You nailed it, Poe. Good girl. Good dog. So Poe has pulled all the insulation out, which had a rat living in it, as you can see. And here she's pulled the board out and everything. And look at the nest, and there's been rats nesting in there. Good girl, Poe. Well, that stuffed them, didn't it, mate? We'll clean that up later. That stinks. She's actually pulled all the wood. She's broken the whole front of it. That was actually what was holding it up. She's torn it out. So everybody voted yes to do the plywood down on the ground so the rats would make a home and we could lift the plywood up and let the dogs go. I had it down the front paddock because quite a few of you said do it in an open space where the rats have nowhere to run to, but the boards have been down for 5 days now and there's not one trail or anything. And I went down with Poe this morning and I filmed it and lifted it up. There was nothing got under it. So it's got to be close to home where there's cover. So we might use some wire netting or something when we lift it, but I'm going to re-put them down. And of course, what I'm going to use is that nest and that insulation that Poe pulled out of the house truck this morning. It had rats in it. And I'm going to stick it under one of them because I think that'd be a great place for a rat home. Let's add a little bit of something special for this one. There we go. Check it out. This one's got some nice bushes for a rat to go in and some nice stinky insulation. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a lot of room, and they'll stay under that because there's no water, it's dry. And you guys, particularly you, mate, yeah, you're going to be in there, aren't you? You're going to hear them at night. Not going to be able to get to them until I lift those boards. That's the plan. Everybody moving on in because it's dinner time and they can smell it cooking, can't you? Yeah, that's right. On the hot plate I've got some garlic roasting, and it's not for you, mate. And some olive oil on there, and I'm just putting a lamb chop on there with its fat down first. I'm going to do 3 of those babies. Sit down, Paige, you're not getting that, mate. Sit down. So currently B is away. B's away pig hunting right now with Patrick Hill, young fellow I've been taking out for a long time ago. Started taking him out, now he takes me out. So what we've got growing down here is a bit of wild mint. Yeah, and mint goes really, really good with lamb, hogget, mutton. Just going to pick some of this. Oh, it smells good just picking it. It's all fresh. Got really good in the mix. Got more down here. Just grown wild. Really smells nice. And a nice, strong, bright smell. Got that aroma of the mint, the garlic mixing up. Get a bit of olive oil in there on the rack. Put some more over it. Won't even get overly hot. Just put that olive oil on there. Get a bit more flavour and right up it. Get it all mingled together with the garlic and the mint. Just put some florets on the top plate and a wee bit of olive oil over top of them. Roast them. These guys are cooked and ready to serve. They've been sitting for a while. How's that looking? Pick some coriander out of my garden. Just a bit more salt on that. And also a little bit of olive oil just over my vegetables. Pretty good chomping and chewing. I was just about to start eating and my son pulls up. Hey Yona! Cool. Gee, you pull up at the right time, son. Your light's just still on. Yep. Came right when I made some food. Have you had any to eat?
I haven't, no.
Eat some food. Here, have a chop, man.
Thank you.
Good to see you, boy. First food of the day for me. Great to see you. Did you phone me or anything? Did you phone me or anything? It's funny because I was thinking about you, and I thought, I wonder what Yona's up to today. Come here, man. Have some food. Give it to your dear old dad. Say good day to Rusted Ball Buster. He's not in a Rusted Ball Buster anymore. Got some coriander there, and some broccoli, and some garlic. Yeah. Good chops, man. You made short work of that. Here, have another one. Turn it. You look like you need it. There you go.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
What have you been doing?
I've been building a glass house.
Saw that.
Yeah, I've got a glass house and going to start growing stuff.
What are you growing?
Well, I'm a shit gardener, but so far I've got lettuces growing, and broccoli, beetroot, cabbages and cauliflower. I've been telling you for ages, man. You're covered in scars, bro. You and Daddy go so hard out.
Covered in Bruno's slobber.
Bruno, where you go? Where you go, Bruno? Where you go? Where you go? I was going to make a video today, but now my son's turned up, I'm not going to. I'm just going to hang out with him. So I'll tag this onto another video sometime. See you where this one carries on. Probably be tomorrow now. Gotta tell you guys, it has been a mad morning. I've had a couple of mates here helping me with a few things that needed a bit of manpower. And I should have been on the road half an hour ago. Hey Poe, we're going for a hunt, mate. That's right, we're going for a hunt, Poe. Should have been on the road half an hour ago, but nothing ever goes quite perfect, does it? Actually, I'm going to need that chain for Poe, just as a handy. These are a collar with a chain on. Hey Pace, you know what time it is, mate? You heard the collar's rattling, didn't you? You know what time it is. Yeah, B, you know what time it is. B went hunting yesterday. They chased the pig around and around, but one of the other dogs was trail barking. Always makes it just about impossible to catch a pig if you're hunting in the Golden Downs up here. Well, over Nelson, if you've got a dog trail barks. These guys know what time it is, don't you? Pig hunting time, that's right, Poe. Oh yeah, we're into it. So, once they've had their peas, good dog, he's holding it. We're going to pick up young Spencer, who's new with us. He's been out once. Cool young kid. And he hasn't got a dad to take him hunting. He's got a very good dad, James, that looks after him. He's a foster child. But James isn't a hunter, I am. Get in! Up, Poe, get in, beat, up, beat, get in, Pace. Beat, get in, stay. And Bigsy's run away. Something happened to Bigsy that's made him not want to go near the truck. He's had some bad experience, either he's got his paw jammed in something, but every time I put the dogs in the truck, he's gone. Look, there he goes over here. Right up there. It's like he doesn't want to go. And the only way I can get him in the truck is to physically carry him in. So, we'll put this here, up in the holder, just like that, and we'll go and get Bigsy. Bigsy! Last time I did this, he jumped back, straight back out. Get in your seat, mate. Over there. Stay, stay, stay. I don't know why he doesn't like the truck. He's riding in the front with me right now. Good boy, Bigsy. He's had some bad experience. I don't know what happened. Hey, mate? And this morning, he's been like getting underground. You can see his nose is all dirty. Looking for rats, eh? Good boy. He's covered in dust and shit. It's Sunday. I've got a permit for 10. Paid, I think, $100 or $150 for this second hand. And it takes a solid. Or you can also put shot in it if you want to shoot some birds. That's not solid, that's actual shot. But I have got some solids here. At least I bloody hope I have, because shooting a pig with these things would not be very productive. Gotta check that. So we're gonna hopefully, yeah, that's what I want, solids. One of those suckers. Hopefully we're gonna blood this today. We'll get blood on our nose, because the last two hunts have been absolute crap. Just rubbish. Nothing. But it is public land. Well, not public, but forestry. It's open to the public. They have permits, and that's everybody here in Nelson that hunts. So we are sort of an uphill battle just to get onto pigs. Not like you guys that have got farm blocks and private blocks where no one's hunting. It really tests your dogs. Right, I'll stop me yakking, and we'll see you down the road when we pick up Spencer. So you've been mountain biking today, yeah? Yeah. How was that?
Pretty good.
Well, another young fella was coming out today, and he came off his mountain bike. That's why you're sitting beside me. So I called up. I said, "Hey, we got a spare seat." Did you enjoy the hunt last time?
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, well, hopefully this time we get some pig action, because last time there was just nothing. It could be the same as last time. You just never know. Nice day for it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no school tomorrow, mate. She's a Queen's birthday weekend, so public holiday.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing, isn't it?
Yep. Next day's off school.
Yeah. Do you enjoy school, or is it just...
Don't really like it.
No?
Not the funnest.
Yeah, I wasn't pretty good at school either, mate. So you guys have, you've seen Spencer before. He was in the last clip. This is the second hunt with me. Spencer lives with his foster parents. Is that what the title is? Or were you adopted? What's the story there?
I was permanent, like, foster care.
Cool. Well, James seems like a really awesome guy. And,
yeah.
And what, been a year with him now, have you?
Yeah. Just over a year.
Down right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, it's good that he made time. So make sure that you thank him when he comes to pick you up, because he's making time. It's really important that you know, he's running around for you, so acknowledge that. Yeah. It's really important. A lot of young guys I take out forget that, you know, people are running around, the world's not just revolving around you or them, they've got their own lives too. So big hearty thank you. And when you get home tonight, maybe, you know, do a wee job, do the dishes or clean something up, just to add value, because they're adding value to your life. Really, really important to add value as you go along, eh? Yeah. Right, we are going to go and pick up Flynn and one of his mates, hopefully. He's been hunting well lately. He got a couple of good pigs after our hunt the other day. We're back out, So in the back we've got Dom, who's just joined us over this corner here. He's 15, and this rooster here, who's actually been catching quite a few pigs lately, haven't you, mate? Yeah. And we've thrown his dog Tama in the back. What's the other dog you got?
Duke and Spec. Yeah.
Okay, which is Mark Kelly breed.
Yeah.
We've just entered the hunt zone now. We've got Poe on the front of the truck, just in case, and all the other dogs collared up good to go in the back. She hasn't done much bonneting, Poe, but she'll jump off and give us a signal if there's a pig around. She knows what a pig smells like, so it's a good way to sort of get to the hunt zone and just cover the ground. Okay, you got a radio on you? Yeah, mate? Got a radio? Good. So head on down there and I'll be behind you. When you get to the end of the road, if they don't get a run, come back and we'll carry on down. Sweet as. My vehicle coming. Boys all down here with dogs. I thought I heard something go through here just there. Could have been a deer running through, could have been a pig. This is where it'd be really handy to have a dog on a rope with me here. I won't shoot a pig that's running past with the 14. I'm packing it, but no, the dogs don't stop it. Something definitely ran through. It sounded more like a deer than a pig, to be honest. Good pig, but not fresh. How you going, bud? You alright? So he's second time out, he's going good. Okay, carry on down, boys. Just carry on down the ridge. Plenty of pigs back and forth along here, but that's not fresh. This is Spencer's second hunt with us. So far we've caught absolutely bloody nothing. Hey.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's done two hours of mountain biking this morning, and he's still fit and he's going really well. And he's going to be doing our boot camp challenge soon. You still up for that?
Yeah.
You want to chicken out yet?
Right, chicken.
You want chicken out? Dog's just taking off now. Just gone. Trying to run with all the ski is not easy. Just gone down here. That's your first pig, pal. Not a biggie, but it's a piggy. It's part of it, man. Got to blood you.
120.
Oh, other side. Other side,
Yeah,
come on.
Come on.
There you go.
Oh, you gotta get the one on the forehead.
The one on the forward as well?
Yeah, surely.
I'm missing about 7 panes for the roof of my glass house. I've taken one out to measure up. The top ones, the very top are slightly smaller, so they're different size. And I'm missing both the ends of my glass house. You can see I've got this twin wall that I bought. This is actually cheap. A rat will chew through it, but I'm thinking if it's in a frame, maybe it won't. So I might trial that before I start cutting up plywood. And on the side, I'm missing quite a few too. Like 3 there, that one's broken, 3 there, and of course the other end. I have got this sheet here of polycarbonate twin wall. There's my window glass down there for the first one, so I'm going to measure some up and see if that'll work, because that's the cheapest option for the roof and the best. And this stuff here is actually it's weatherproof, sunproof, everything proof, and a lot easier to deal with than glass. So I'm going to chop that up and see if it fits in the roof. Don't know if it'll work or not. Well, it turned out to be a cheap $10 saw that cuts it. Twin wall, tough stuff. It's the same stuff this is made out of, and this has been around for years, although this is finally starting to break down. It was gifted to me from Margaret. You can see it's getting a bit tired where the chickens have jumped on the roof, but still going. This is a lot stronger. Let's see how it goes on the roof. I suppose I should take this tape off it. It's actually wrapped in this whole blue stuff. Just to protect it. The worst that can happen is we can end up with some bits of stuff left over that we can make a small glass house out of, or something. Okay, our first pane. Well, I'm going to stick this bottom one in first, and I'm guessing that'll go like that. The hook in. Make sure she's flush down to the bottom here. Now the beauty about this is, unlike glass, you can bend it. So to make it fit in, you can give it a bit of a bend in the middle like that, and there she goes. Woohoo! Oh, that's awesome. And I just need a screwdriver to bend those down. This stuff is quite strong. Can I bend this down without breaking it? No, that's bloody good. That's that down. Keep it in place. One up here. Oh mate, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. This polycarbonate twin wall stuff is brilliant. I've made up 3 panes where I didn't have them. I've put my glass on top, and I've only got to do the other 3 up here because I found a piece of glass, wasn't right, but I managed to fit it in the top pane. It's a bit broken. I'll put a bit of metal to hold it in, and it's in place. So these are all solid, and I can start now on cutting this up. Will I get enough out of this last sheet to do the last 3? If I don't, I'll use a bit of the white stuff. But right now, it's time for a coffee. Cream. Coffee. Does anybody else like cinnamon on their coffee? I like quite a lot, eh? Yum. Bruno's enjoying the deck, and so is Bigsy. He's somewhere there in the background, hiding. Oh, down here. What do you got, Bigsy? What do you got this time, mate? Hey? He picks up things in his mouth and carries them. I swear he's got Labrador in him. What do you got? Been dreaming of this coffee all morning. I'm addicted to coffee. I only have 1 a day, but I need it, man. I don't need it. I fool myself. I just love it. Oh, hallelujah. Anyway, I want to have a talk with you. Again, not an easy topic to talk about. We never choose when we evolve, when we move forward in our lives. We never say, right, this morning we wake up, I'm going to evolve today. I'm going to make myself more aware or more mindful, and I'm going to be, a better person. What happens is life comes along and throws shit at us. And when it throws shit at us, we don't like shit. I don't like shit. You don't like shit. So it throws shit at us, and we've got to wipe the shit away. And when we wipe the shit away, it's horrible, because when you're wiping shit away, you get shit everywhere, and you've got to deal with shit. And shit's horrible. But once you clean all the shit away, you get clarity. And you can see forward. The problem is no one wants to deal with shit. I certainly don't. But lockdown has forced me to deal with some shit, which I'm going to share with you. And the reason I'm going to share it with you is maybe, just maybe, you also had to deal with some shit. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you just got through it. It was a fantastic time. But it raised some issues for me. And the big one it raised for me was, well, what it did for me was, it gave me the permission to not work, to be still, to stop. Just to stop for 7 weeks. We were locked down here pretty much. Or maybe 6, I can't remember. But I had to stop. I kept on making videos, but I couldn't go out in the hills walking around. I couldn't go fishing. I couldn't run away from home every time something niggled me. And the crazy thing was, I bought this property at the very first day of lockdown. I actually owned it. So for the first time, I was really grounded. I was grounded by the fact that I now own this place and had to be responsible for cleaning it up. And secondly, I was forced by lockdown to stay here. And it was good timing. But with it came something else. I realised my entire life I've been running away from parts of myself that I didn't want to look at. My own shortcomings, my own failings, my own things that I'm quite frankly even ashamed of. And I'm going to share one of those things with you. Because maybe as a parent, one of you out there could relate and it might help you with the relationship with one of your children. I hate talking about these things, but I have to. I have to for a number of reasons, and I've just stated one. The other reason is that this is a reality channel, and if I'm not honest, then the next day doesn't make sense from the one before. And the other thing too is if you're not honest, if you tell tall stories, then you've always got to remember something. But if you always speak the truth, you never have to try and remember what you said. You stick to the truth, and it's easy. And I've got a fucking shocking memory. So what happened was, I was looking at an old video from about 6 years ago with my son and my daughter. And we're working on the treehouse, which is around the corner around there, which my daughter always wanted. You can't see it, but it's over there. She always wanted a treehouse, and I started it, but I had an accident in the bush, and I fucked my shoulder, and I couldn't carry on with it. But what I didn't like was what I saw. I had this video file. I don't even know how I came across it. I was looking at it, and I was looking at the way I was talking to my daughter, particularly, Dayla. Now, she's my firstborn child. She's my first blood. My son, I've adopted him, but my firstborn child is Dayla, and I was just being so hard on her. I'm hard on myself. I mean, I'm the hardest on myself. And I'm also hard on a lot of the young fellas I take out, because you need a certain amount of push, pressure and release, I call it. But I was just being way too hard on my daughter. You know, and here she was trying to please me and step up, and I was helping with this project that she really wanted to do, and I didn't like what I saw at all. I felt ashamed of myself when I saw it. And I thought to myself, would I put that up on YouTube for you guys to look at? And the honest answer is no, I wouldn't. I'd be ashamed of it because I was being hard on her. So I felt really sad. I processed that and thought, geez, boy, I always thought I was a good dad. And I phoned her up and I had a long talk with her. She was really, really happy that I owned that one. And I think our relationship's better. Well, I don't think it is. I know it's now better because of it. But I just wish I could go back in time and have been... Those years are gone, you know. And I've always been ultra hard on myself, driven myself hard. I've kept my head down and my ass up and just gone all the time. So lockdown has given me permission to stop. And I'm starting to look at things. And I have started to look at things I normally don't look at through lockdown, which have really opened my eyes to some of my shit that needs cleaning up. Overall, I like who I am and what I do, and I know how shit I am and how good I am, so no one needs... When people tell me something bad about myself, I say that to them. Hey man, I know how bad I am, but the thing is that there's a lot of things about ourselves that we never ever experience until something like this comes along. And we're never ready to evolve just like that. Something comes along and pushes us. You can't say it, and you can't teach people certain things. You can explain to them, hey man, you're not seeing this, but until they're ready to actually absorb it, you're better to keep your mouth shut because you'll be wasting your time. Bigsy, what do you got, mate? Got an apple. He's on the veranda with his mate Bruno. So that's what lockdown has done for me. And I feel happier, and I am enjoying this land immensely now. And I don't think without lockdown I would be enjoying it as much. I think I'd still be going 100 mile an hour, doing stuff all around the country and going and visiting people and doing stuff and not being grounded here. And I need to be grounded for a bit. And one thing that really gets me grounded is gardening, which lockdown also brought to me. I've never ever done gardening like this before. I've done a little bit, planted a few herbs, and I tried a few years ago and failed and gave up. But this is different. I'm stuck here gardening, and today I'm working on the glass house. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you, particularly for you parents, to let you know that if you think you've done something not quite cool with your kids and raising them, talk to them about it. It'll be good for them, and it'll be good for you too. Right, I'm going to scoff the rest of the coffee down and carry on my glass house. Oh, man, that is a good coffee. I do make a good coffee, if I don't mind saying so myself. It's pretty bloody good. There you go, Bigsy. Righto, what do we got here? Oh, I was hoping for 1200. If we had 1200, then I could get 3 pieces that were 400 each. Instead, I'm going to get 3 pieces which are how much? I'm thinking about there, 387 or just under 87. 3 bits that big. So it has to go underneath that flashing, and if you look at that there, we should be sweet. We should be sweet. There'll be an overlap. That's what we want. So that's the offcuts left over. 1, 2, and 3 roofing sheets for the top piece. Is it going to work? Not quite as simple as you think. There's screws there, so I put a saw blade up so it goes past the screw and I can slide it down, taking the saw out, and hopefully it goes in the right place. She's tight, but it'll go. Nah, she's good. She's got a nice overlap, and we're tickety-boo. I now have a full roof on my glass house, and this polycarbonate twin wall, it just worked out, so I just had enough. I measured it, pre-measured it, I got it right, and it's worked. That old builder's saying, measure twice, cut once, really paid off, because if I'd had any of my calculations slightly out, I'd have no room left over. I chopped all the ends off, but I only just managed to have enough width-wise going that way there. Length-wise, there was a little bit left over on each one, but width-wise, I was at the bare minimum. You can see my overlap is just about a centimetre or less, probably about a centimetre, just enough to work. Would have been a wee bit more, would have been better, but that'll be enough to keep the rain out. Normally I don't even like flowers. I think if you can't eat it, why have it? But I saw these when I was in Bunnings, and I just thought they looked lovely. So I'm going to plant them out. I've got some sphagnum moss I'm going to put in there with them, and I just thought they'd add a bit of colour on the glass house. Let me know about these plants. What are they called? It starts with C. Oh, I don't know. Is it, oh, there it goes. There's the name down there. Cyclamen Iconia. Or Icona, I don't know. Not sure. But I like them, they're pretty. And if they make you feel good, can't be a bad thing, can it? That looks pretty good. The way these fit together is just really cool. They just bend in like that. They don't take long to do. Each one up here on the side as well. That one's in. These ones here. And I don't really know if my idea of laying down plywood to attract rats to make it for their home is going to work, because these are loose. But what it has been good is a great platform for cutting stuff out for the glass house. Put that mark down the side, and that'll be enough. Get a nice true edge and so forth. These clear polycarbonate sheets were on special. It's 8.8mm thick, UV resistant, and they were on special at Bunnings, and I couldn't have found them at a better time. Let's go and see if I got this cut out right. Hey Bigsy, enjoying that, mate? Got a bit of a gap along here. We'll fix that up with something in a minute. And it goes up in here, and we need to fit this corner in. Is it going to fit? That looks alright. Got one edge in there. We'll just put that down for now. And the beauty about this stuff is you can bend it like that. You can bend it as you're putting it in. Is it going to go up in there? Looks pretty good. And again, I can bend it here too. Unlike glass, it's rigid. I could actually open these up here with my fingers, push it in, and then bend those back down. And there we have it. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's bloody good. But I do need something to secure it down here. I need a piece to go across just to take care of this problem. That's the one. And I'm going to open those up and yeah, pin it with those so she's better still. And we can get some screws and screws us two on the other side here. I haven't got any screws yet, but I will get some, but that's a good start. So I've closed the door and we're now going to do this side. It's not a 5-minute job, this, it's taken quite a while, but I want to get it done right and just do it once, eh Bigsy? And then I'll do these panels on this side here. So this undesirable character over here just rocked up. There he goes. He did bring a load of firewood, so he's allowed to stay for a drink. This is what I've got up to so far with. We've got this side done, this side, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to batten up here to hold these in because it's just plastic. I'm going to put a batten down there. I've already battened the bottom. I'm going to screw them. I'll use some TK screws. And we've finished this whole side, and the rain is going to come. Let's see what we've got here. This is Kina. It's Ali Cook's place. Ali Cook is a very good country singer in New Zealand, and they are selling lettuces. $3 for a strawberry. I believe it's cheaper than anywhere else. Those are well established. $3. Beautiful. As are these. Beautiful. $3. I say we give them $10 for the whole lot. That's good value. Thank you, Ellie. That's all junk that came out of the woodshed. Junk, junk, junk. But is it junk? Can we use this piece of bent plywood that's painted on one side, very thin, and not straight at all? Can we use that to make windows along the bottom of the glass house? Because if we made the bottom ones, the sun never goes there anyway, we could then replace the ones that are all missing, which is 6 looking at that. So we'd need 6 squares from that out of there. And then we could have the whole side filled in. But will it work? Dunno. Let's try it. That's what we got out of that sheet. 6 pieces, which is just what I needed. Got them all cut out with minimal wastage, just a little bit on the side here. Just going to see if they fit. They bloody should, because I took them off the panes. It's awesome. Piece of wood that originally came out of the house truck that the rats had pissed all over and made sort of unlivable. Left it out in the weather for about 6 months. And sun and rain, and that kind of cleaned it up. We're going to go and see if we can get this to fit in the glass house. I reckon it'll be sweet as broke. I might paint these black later on, because black absorbs heat and white reflects it, and we want that place to get hot. Righto, here's hoping it's going to be alright. It's pretty bent, the stuff in it, but it has these clips. So I reckon with a bit of gentle persuasion it'll be alright. Might need to put a batten in there or something. We'll see how we go. So 2 in there, they're going pretty easy. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. And my mate Simon's just rocked up for his lunch from ITM, his lunch break. He comes and sees me. We hang out and talk. That'll do, Bruno. We talk hunting most of the time, and he normally cooks up a bit of venison in his cooker, which I try to rob off him. How you going? Good to see you, bro. Oh, you're in my bubble. I can shake hands with you, man. Yep. Yeah. The only man in my bubble. That sounds gay, doesn't it? A little bit. I don't care. Good to see you, bud.
Good.
Yeah.
How's the old glass house going?
Well, I've just made a couple of frames for the bottom out of plywood, because this side here doesn't get the sun, and I didn't have any glass, and I'm going to rob those glass panes and put them up high.
Yep.
Yeah, but geez, a lot of work gardening, eh? Just getting it set up and shit's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You don't realise.
Can't get into the hunting time, wouldn't it?
Oh, it's horrible. But I'm actually enjoying it, so it's alright.
Yeah.
Speaking of hunting time, how'd your weekend go hunting?
Oh, right.
Alright, not saying too much, fair enough. I put these in, but as you can see they're not quite perfect. It was a bent piece of wood, but they're all in there. And I've got a builder standing over here. He's looking at it and he'll be thinking 100 mile an hour. My thinking is some PK screws, because behind here is steel along there to hold them in. But let's ask a builder, what would you do, mate?
Yeah, that's probably your best option.
Yeah.
Some self-tappers.
Yeah, probably a bit of sealant too to hold them in, but I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, he's confirmed it. One. I love self-tappers. They're good. That's cool. Not sure about putting a piece of wood down the back here to get that support since the glass is all sitting on it. We'll see. Three PKs in each one. Straightened it up a bit, but as you can see down here, still a few gaps and stuff. Well, this has got a big gap in it. That's bent. Now Simon suggests put a piece of wood across here, run it down on the inside, which would make sense. Pull them under that, but it's just more work. But I guess I'll have to do that because I want it to be straight. Got a few bolts to take out of here, so yeah, I'll stick a piece down the inside. Also gives me something to hang stuff off. I'll put this piece down here, just screwed it in with these PKs, and that gives me something to now secure these guys with more PKs along the side. Otherwise they just won't sit straight. That should work alright, I think. Well, there she goes. She's not all dead straight, but it'll be straight enough for panes to go in. And when you think about it, this was a piece of timber that was destined to be thrown out to the refuge station. It was rubbish, and we've actually made it fit in here, so we can now add our glass. That's going to be exciting. Just pushing that in. This one's all right. There's our first pane, and it is sitting nicely on our piece of plywood. Beautiful. Push one a bit more. Lovely, 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 lovely. That's bloody awesome. Right, next one's a different size, the top one. Just finishing off the last two. Does anybody else have a glass house like this? One of these types. This must be quite an old glass house. It's got a tin frame. That's great. And that's the south facing side done and dusted. She's not perfect by any means, but she's all filled in. I ran out of panels. The last one's a roof panel which is broken. It should actually go up to there, but it doesn't matter. It's got a wee hole in there, let's call it ventilation. I might actually put some tape on those because I reckon the birds might fly into it. And worse still, a dog might jump up into it. I'm certainly not going to clean the windows. I want a little bit of visibility. That's that side done. All we're going to do now is get the east side filled in. And I might run out of daylight to do that, but I've got some clear stuff left over. I've got some old panes. We'll see what we can do. I might put plywood at the bottom again because it doesn't need to be there, and then put something on top. Not sure yet, but right now time for a cup of tea. This twin wall stuff, I couldn't get it in clear. I can only get it in white. It's bloody cheap though. So I've just put in these three along here, and I'm going to see what glass I've got left over that might fit on top of it. Got a pile of broken panes and bits and pieces that got broken when they were transported here. They didn't survive the drive in the truck because it's old glass, not because it wasn't packed properly. It was packed very well. All these rugs, your mate Craig packed it down very well, but just old glass. And I'm thinking these guys here, missing a few bits out the side, but we might be able to do something with that. I don't know. Be a bit dodgy. That one's missing heaps too, but we'll see how we go. Well, she's not perfect, but hell, it's good enough for me. That'll do. So I'm going to stick this one in. Oh, here comes Matt. There you go. So Matt's just rocked up with some slab wood for the boys' boot camps. Geez, that's a good haul, bro. Far out. 80 bucks for all that. That's a good deal. Jeez. Man, you can build a house with that. Look at it. And you bought some wood too, you good bastard. Mate. The boys are going to love this. Think of what they can do with that. Got a couple of big, but did they give you that there as well?
Yeah, it was in the back.
Bloody good. Shit, bro. That's awesome.
Bloody good value, mate.
Oh shit, yeah, mate, bloody good value. The boys could do all sorts of stuff with this, eh? Yeah, man. They can't build a house out of that to stay in overnight. Shit, that's good value.
Heaps of it there, eh?
Fuck yeah, mate, that's awesome. Jeez, I might have to buy another one of those, I think.
Yeah, there's heaps there.
Well, for $80, you can't go wrong, eh?
Do it out of trade me, you get it for 70.
Didn't you get it out of Trade Me?
Yeah, it's like 80, but they put the fees up.
Oh, yeah? Oh, Trade Me put the fees up.
Yeah.
Hungry bastards, eh?
Yeah, so she said if you want more, just
Come and see us.
give me an email or a ring and I'll do it for 70.
Yeah, but don't let Trade Me hear you say that. Oh, they made their money out of you anyway. Hey, that's bloody awesome. Jeez, that's a nice big piece there. Is it a big log right through, is it? Wonder why they couldn't do anything with that. Some nice big slab. Shit, we can have some fun with that. Yeah, a bit of a mix in there, right? So what we're doing is the boys have to, part of the boot camp is they've got to build their own place to stay in the night. They've literally got to make their own bed. And last time we gave them this, look at all the framing down here, all this stuff. You know, be all untreated, eh? Hasn't been treated yet, so when she's all over and done with, we can burn it if it's not going too fresh. That's awesome, man. Ooh. Stand back on the last one, bud.
Good buzz, eh?
Yeah. So here's where Matt and I are going to start stacking this timber. It's a bit of a long, arduous job because we've got to walk quite far each time. It's a shame we need a few more hands to help us, bud, but anyway.
Right.
It's going to be awesome for the young fellas to be able to build with this timber. They're going to love it. It's going to be such a good buzz. They'll learn so much. Right, I'll tear into it. Meanwhile, while we're stacking wood, Poe's hunting rats. Where's a rat, Poe? Where's a rat? Hey, where's a rat? Good dog. Man, it smells nice, that freshly cut wood, doesn't it? Beautiful. Hey, ducky. Hey, chooks. Go for a walk, Pace. Go for a walk. Stay. Where you go? Pace, stay. 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 Where you go? First thing Bruno does is go to the apple tree to get some apples. Here we go. Oh, he's got his apple. He eats one every day. So the seeds in apples are poisonous to dogs. Yes, they are. But you need to eat a shitload of apples to get sick, and the dogs have one every day and they're in perfect condition. Oh, Ducky's beating someone up. Pecking order in the barnyard. Ducky's the boss. That's right, you're the boss, Ducky. When I open Poe's box up, Bugsy's saying, "Hey Mum, come on, let's get on with the day." Poe's saying, "No, I want my morning pat." That's right, clean all that shit out of your eyes. Poe, we're going pig hunting tomorrow. Yes, we are. We're going to Murchison. We're going for an afternoon hunt. So hopefully we get some pork to bring home because we've given our last bit away. There we go. The last bit went to the Irishman. There she goes, Pace, his girlfriend. And she's out. Pretty tolerant, isn't she? Yeah, Poe, you're pretty tolerant. Everyone trying to beat you up. You're a good girl. Yes, a good dog. Oh, yes, you are. Good girl, Poe. Good girl. Talking to me now. Good girl, Poe. Hey, you gonna catch a rat? Hey, where's the rat? This is just some of the wood that Matt brought round last night. All of this for $80. We've got the chainsaw down here because we had some massive big logs so I had to chop up to get off. And there's still plenty of timber left. $80 for a whole trailer load. And look at some of this timber on here. Look at this. There's nothing wrong with that, man. It's all seconds and offcuts. And we bought it for the boys' boot camps for them to build huts out of. This was a big log, it's on the back, and there's also some sleepers that came with it as well. And by hand last night we stacked this as well, which came off it, and some of these battens I'll use into the glass house to finish it off. Look at that, just loads of timber. And also over here we've got a huge stack along here, and it's down the end in the bush where the boys will build their hut, so they've got plenty of timber for that job. And he's got himself another one. Where's Pace been? You've been chasing rabbits, mate. Good boy. You sniffer for rats. Plenty of those in the orchard. Morning, ladies. How you doing? That's Creamy and that's Hoggett. And Creamy is tethered to a big piece of wood, a big log, which she tows around, and Hoggett's on a loose chain. They stay together because sheep are herd creatures, so they don't need fences. And the dogs are all eating sheep shit on the ground down there while Poe's guarding. Every time I look at sheep, I just get hungry. I think of lamb chops or Hoggett chops. I think it's my favourite meat. There's heaps of dog roll on the market in New Zealand. There's so many it can be actually confusing knowing what's a good one. I wouldn't go past this one here. Either this or Chunky. They're both premium dog tucker and really good for your dogs. I think now it's been probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 years I've been doing this feed to the dogs, and it shows them. I mean, look at Poe's coat. She only has a tiny little bit each day, Poe. But look at the condition of her. Top nick. She's in top condition. Having a high prey drive dog like this, 100 mile out, it's got a bit of whipping in it, it's really hard to keep the condition on them. So if you've got a dog that you can't keep the condition on, this is a really good product. It's got possum in it, it's got all the offal of animals that you want, heart, lung, liver, kidneys, spleen, you name it, it's all in there. And it just goes so well at keeping the dogs pumped. It's a premium dog tucker, so you don't need so much. Bang for your buck, you get more buying this because you don't need to feed them as much, and you don't. Just don't make the mistake of cutting too much off, Pace? So a tiny little piece like that there will keep Pace going all day. Sometimes I chop it up, sometimes I don't. I haven't said eat it yet, Pace. Well, I said it there, now you can have it. Okay, eat up. You'll take that there and just quietly nibble on it. Other bigger dogs that scoff it down fast, you have to cut it up. In the case of Bruno, he can be like that sometimes. Hey boy. So I do that so it just falls to bits when he eats it, and he doesn't choke on it. Also, bigger dogs are prone to getting their stomachs twisted and blockages, particularly big males for some reason. I don't know why that is, but in my experience it's happened. Okay boy, eat up Bruno. There you go. As you can see, it just falls apart when he bites it. It's pre-cut. There goes your mate, come to join you. Fantail. Just enjoying that. Good tucker. That's Poe's slice there. Eat up, Poe. Leave it. Now both of these dogs are very gentle eaters. Be in your box, so don't you cut it up. And you watch how gentle Bigsy is. He'll just nibble on that very quietly, so he's not scoffing it, so he can't choke on it. If you have a dog that's a fast eater, don't feed them chunks like that, chop it up. Bigsy just takes tiny little pieces off. See how he eats? He's got good manners. Breaks a little piece off each time and eats it. It's funny because Bigsy's actually bigger than B, and he's bigger than Pace, and Pace is his father. He's taken on Poe's size, but he's got that lovely nature. Did you think I forgot you, Ducky? Loves the possum yum. Chicken waiting for an opportunity to get it. Tail wagging, happy duck, and a chicken got a wee piece too. There you go, mate. You better get some eggs out of you this springtime, mate. You better pay the rent for this. otherwise you'll go in the pot. That's where your mates ended up. She wags her tail when she's happy. She thinks she's a dog. You drop it. You dropped it on the ground, mate. No, chicken will have that one. Here's your last piece. I think you're full. You lost this piece here, didn't you? Got my twin wall down here, the cheap stuff. What's left of my panes, they're all broken, these. Not in good condition, as you can see. And I've got this old offcuts from bits of timber, and this is untreated, but because it's going to be on the inside, I'm going to frame it along here and then bring plastic down. I'll probably use that stuff from the roll, something just to finish it off, and then we have done and dusted our glass house. Nice, bit of a dodgy spot here because I'm pressing against the glass with a drill. Don't break, don't break, don't break. Yes, yes, it's nice and slow. I love PK screws. Oh, I love them. Self-tapping PK screws. Look at that. Inside framing done. The question is there enough of this stuff here left to finish her off? Let's find out. Keeping the plastic down, one of the things this twin wall's really helpful for is it's a good square. So I've got my mark there, and I'm going to measure the other end to cut this here the right length. Probably one of the most important things, whether you're building a boat, a house, anything. An old glass house from recycled bits and pieces, is you're measuring. And something my dad taught me, which has served me well, is to always take care with your measuring. Measure twice, cut once. I've already measured this, but I'm just doing another check to make sure nothing's moved before I mark it, because I've only got a very small amount of material to finish this job off, and I don't want to stuff it up. One bag cut and I'll run out of material, but also I frustrate myself and I'll end up not finishing the job properly. So it's very, very important to measure as you go along, and I've measured this actually 3 times now because I don't want to stuff it up. I'm cutting it with just a pair of scissors, although I've got another tool that's better for this. I'm just going to try the scissors because they are actually heavy duty scissors. I've got my mark in there now, and we'll see how we go. So far I haven't made any stuff ups, for the simple reason that I've always measured everything twice, double checked it before I've cut it. I have managed to get everything working nicely, but not to say that I won't make a mistake, because we all make mistakes. One of the things with building stuff is not only to measure twice, but to measure accurately. Now I'm not a builder. I'm not a great builder at all. I built lots of things, but I'm not a builder, so I invariably do make little mistakes as I go along. And while you guys are watching me do this, please point out things that you think I'm doing wrong or I could do better. I can learn from you. Let's go and see how this fits in the glass house. I am happy with that. So we're going to cut here, up to this angle here. I would have liked to go to the corner. Doesn't matter though, because it's got that little bit behind it there. That's the actual width of the roll of the polycarbonate, and ideally I would have liked to come down a bit more, but that's all we've got to spare. We're making the most of what we've got. I really love the way these things work. These are in. Push them down tight. This is perfect. Just what I wanted to see. And I'm going to push this point on more. I love how these work. These bits of metal that just hold everything down. Just clamp in. I was going to put a batten over this, but I don't know I need it. And I've got it hanging over the glass on the outside, so the rain hits that and goes down, not going inside the glass house, keeping that dry. That is done, and I don't know if I'm going to put battens on that or not. Yeah, probably should. The wind could get that. Yeah, I'll batten that up just to make sure. Bloody good. Just put my last sheet in, and I'm folding my very last metal piece that locks it in. I've put one strip along here to hold in. Oh, well, my glass house is now completely enclosed. All to do to finish it is a few battens just to secure the outside. Battens at this end here. Out of their pace. Out you come. Come on. Good boy. And battens at this side here, around the outside, and to secure it. I'm going to put a batten across there. Otherwise, we are done. So let's do those battens. The rain is starting to come. We've got this one done, but I don't know how much more we're going to get done today. Hey, Pace, what do you reckon, eh? Hey, boy. Gonna get rained out? Yeah, you reckon? The really cool thing about a glass house is that when it's raining, you can keep on gardening without getting wet because you've got a roof over your head. So I can keep on building inside my glass house. I just got off the phone to my mate Paul. I won't say his last name, I'll keep it private, but Paul's wife suffers from depression and she tried to commit suicide. Leave that chicken alone, Bigsy. Yeah, she tried to commit suicide. We have a real high rate of suicide in New Zealand, and mate, I think one thing that doesn't get spoken enough about, and this is not to diminish the fact that your wife is really suffering, Paul, and we've had long talks about that, and that's another matter, but what about all the people that don't have depression, that have partners or friends or family or someone who's really suffering depression? Who looks after those guys and girls? Because Paul is beside himself. He's a good bastard. I mean, he really is a good bastard, and he said, mate, I'm at my end. I don't know what to do now. She's got no energy. She's just sitting around all day, and now she's taking a whole lot of pills. I don't think it was actually, I think it was more cry out for help, he said, because she didn't, you know, she got sick and she went to hospital and they pumped the stomach and all that stuff, but, well, they gave her some drug, actually, I think, to make her throw up. But, yeah, what about the people that don't have depression, who have to deal with, and I don't mean to say with lack of empathy, but imagine day after day after day being with someone who's always down. It's got to bring you down. So I reckon there should be something in place, or somehow we need to have some sort of support network for those sorts of people too. Just a thought while I'm building my glass house. Your 2 cents worth on that. And are you someone that's not suffering something like a mental health, but you've got someone in your life that is, and how do you cope? What's your coping mechanism? Share that to other people, because I think it's important that we also look after the healthy people. Otherwise, they become unhealthy. Right, let's finish this off. This wood, mate, is a bloody godsend. I love it, eh? Just love it. Look at that. Beautiful piece of wood that was destined to be thrown out. It's a nice piece of wood. And we're going to stick it across there, I think, eh, Pace? What do you reckon, mate? Just to keep that there in. We'll stick some up there. Nah, it's going to be awesome, this. It's going to look kind of cool. Battening that side just ensures the plastic stays all right. I might stick one in the middle too. I love the colour of that wood, that nice sort of cadmium orange. Actually, that there, that colour of the boy, that's more cadmium orange than that. I don't know what you call that, peach maybe. This is covered. I haven't done the battens on this side, but I've taken the wire off on my plants because the chickens can't get in there. She's all closed in. I've battened this down here below, and it's good to leave and work in another day. So that's my gardening experience. Matt is turned up. There he goes there. And we're going to finish off with what we started off last night, which was a bigger job than I think we anticipated, eh, mate?
I think so, yeah.
It's quite a lot. So we've got a whole trailer load of timber that he brought out, and I call it timber because it's supposed to be just like firewood, eh? But it's actually timber.
Yeah, it's meant to be firewood, yeah.
Yeah, it's left over from bits of are they milling it there, are they?
Yeah, milling it.
They must be milling it, yeah. So he brought it all out for me to create something for the boys' boot camp so they can build a hut. And we started doing it last night, and we must have spent a couple of hours here, mate, I reckon. Took a long time. That's where we sort of ended up. He's got his boss's trailer that he's taken out. I was just saying to him, I'm almost tempted to get the chainsaw and just go right down the middle to make it a bit easier to carry. I think I can't bring myself to cut this one here, bud.
Nah, it's too nice.
It's too nice, yeah, no, it's too nice. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to kick into this. That was my big long vlog. It's taken a while. I'm doing a daily snap vlog for patrons. Every day I'm posting something coming up, and to public when I get chance, I'm sitting down and editing a big long one like this. Consider jumping on my Patreon to help me make all this that I do and keep the wheels going. We're going to really need your help soon when we start these boys boot camp, because there's a lot of expense Like, there's a few good bastards stepping up and contributing, helping this guy here, but really need more. Watch the space, and good luck with your own endeavours out there too. Be good. If you can't be good, then do what that bastard over there does when he's on the hill.
Be careful.
Be careful. He drives a digger in some precarious places. So yeah, be careful. And thanks for watching. See ya. Right, mate, we'll start working. Lifting. Did your fingers hurt last night after that?
Oh, what's that?
Your fingers at all?
More in here, eh?
Up in there? Yeah, my fingers were sore, eh? I don't know what that was about. Maybe I'm just a bit soft as I'm getting older. Probably that.